You're watching Telecom TV from the second annual TIP Summit here in Santa Clara in Silicon Valley. And I'm joined now by Mansoor Karam, who is CEO of Apstra. Mansoor, good to see you, and thanks for joining us on Telecom TV.
Good to be here, thank you.
Your company, you're developing what you call a self-operating network. Can you describe what that is and what that means for the industry?
Yeah, sure. I think the analogy I like to use is that of a car. A self-operating network is what a self-driving car is to the car industry. The same way the next generation car is going to be a self-driving car, the next generation network needs to be a self-operating network.
So does this involve AI, machine learning principles in there?
The short answer is yes. What we're doing is using sophisticated technology to essentially deliver on autonomous operations of your network infrastructure, and in the process, saving on cost of operations, enabling operators not to have to manually configure devices or troubleshoot devices.
You explained why we need this approach in the industry, but how is it going to happen? Is this an evolutionary process you envisage, or is this kind of a revolutionary step change?
Yeah, I think it's an evolution, and in fact, we've already been down that path, and I think this is the time where we're going to see, drastic change. And I think the way we're going to phase that in is by it's a two-step approach. One is, for specific use cases, we're going to have turnkey solutions, right? And for us, we're focusing on the data center. But then the components of the approach could be leveraged across other use cases in your infrastructure. For example, what we call intent-based analytics or continuous validation, which really help operate your network and reduce outages.
Right, so I'm going to come on to this question, which is, why and how does this benefit service providers? How does it benefit the telcos?
Well, telcos are seeing massive traffic growth, and they have to, massively scale their networks. Yes, yet customers are not willing to pay more, and so what they need is a massive reduction in their capital expenditure for their network, as well as a massive reduction in their operational expenditures operating these networks. And the approach of delivering on autonomous infrastructure at scale solves both, delivers on both a capex reduction and an opex reduction.
So how does this benefit service providers, telecoms operators?
Yeah, so service providers are experiencing 50% traffic growth year over year, which means that they need to scale their networks and their network operations, yet customers are unwilling to pay more. And so the only way to solve this problem and to still get an ROI on their network infrastructures is by massively reducing their capital expenses and their operational expenditures operating those networks. And it's an approach that enables autonomous infrastructure operations, delivers on both, right? Both a massive reduction in capex and a massive reduction in opex.
You've developed your own operating system, the AOS.
Correct. Yes.
How does this help? How does this fit into the picture?
So essentially, think of it as software that sits on top of infrastructure and enables you to operate your network as a system in a fully automated way rather than box per box. See, today, how the way networks are operated is using arcane commands that are vendor specific, that you have to generate on every device, box per box. That's how you provision a network, and that's how you troubleshoot a network. And this approach, certainly doesn't scale.
So this explains why you're here at the TIP Summit, I guess. The TIP are looking at ways to scale at lower cost, to disaggregate hardware, software, more open approach. So is what you're doing aligned with the principles of the Telecom Infra project?
Yeah, absolutely, right. So with an approach that enables automation, we're massively reducing operational expenses, and by enabling your ability to bring in different vendors, we disaggregate the software from the choice of hardware underneath, enabling operators to bring in, if needed, commodity-based options which help reduce the cost. And so we help both on the operational aspect of it and on the capital aspect of it.
Well, Mansour, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.